Watch as a delivery person appears to set down their food, then spray an unknown substance.
She started eating and started coughing and choking.
Ladies and gentlemen, another DoorDash driver has been accused and arrested for attempting to ruin a customer's life. We are going 2 for 2 in horrible people working for DoorDash, doing things to irreparably try to destroy someone's life, ruin someone's life, and then ending up backfiring and having their own life ruined thanks to multiple felonies. And all I have to say is that DoorDash really needs to hire a good PR person right about now. Now, this character you see right here is Kourtney Stevenson out of Indiana, a woman, a DoorDash driver who thought it would be a good idea to spray a substance onto a DoorDash customer's food while making a delivery. Now, a lot of people are saying this is a bug spray or this is some type of mace, some type of spray that should not be in, of course, a customer's food. And then she tries to play it off. She tries to be an idiot and say that, you know, I thought there was a spider. I was just trying to spray a spider, because everybody knows when you're DoorDash delivering, you put the food down and the spider's right here. Why would you stomp on it, right? That's just a waste of energy, right? If you can just pull your mace out and spray it. Oh, it happened to hit the food. That's fine, right? No, obviously, we're not idiots, right? And neither are the police, who ended up arresting this woman, and she's possibly going to be charged with 4 felonies for this idiotic move. Now, of course, her bogus lie ended up instantly being called out by the detectives of the Vanderbilt County Sheriff's Office, who said the overnight low was 35 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, outdoor spiders in Indiana are not active. It would not be capable of crawling on exposed surfaces. So, like, we all knew, obviously it was bogus, but the fact that a detective had to be like, well, actually, no, dummy, there is no spiders out at that time, and they wouldn't have been just walking around on the porch. You maliciously tried to do this. You intentionally tried to harm these customers. Something as simple as, like, again, a tip altercation, a small argument inside of an app is enough for you to warrant, like, oh yeah, I'm going to spray this person's food with poison, practically, and who cares what happens to them? You deserve it.
What charges could an individual face should this all hold up?
If it appears as what occurred happened, potential charges could range from battery as a misdemeanor all the way up until food tampering as a level 5 felony.
Now, like that officer just said, yeah, she could be facing battery as well as these other charges, including moderate injury, 2 counts of consumer product tampering. Again, 4 felonies. Now, according to Chambers Law Office, this is basically how they define felony battery charges in Indiana. It says any impairment of physical condition that includes substantial pain. Again, this is something that you have to have intent to do, which we again completely saw in that video. If the alleged victim in the case suffers injury that causes substantial pain, the charge can be enhanced from a Class A misdemeanor to a level 6 felony. Instead of carrying a penalty range of 0 to 365 days as a misdemeanor, the level 6 felony battery charge can carry a penalty of 6 months to 2.5 years. So of course, we can multiply that by 2 because she tried to do this to harm 2 people. So I hope that was worth it, right? Something so stupid. I hope it was worth it. Possibly getting 4 or 2.5 times 2, 5 years in prison for just those 2 charges. Now, this one is coming from Justia, which is U.S. law site. It's saying that the 2024 Indiana Code, consumer product tampering is defined as someone who's recklessly, knowingly, or intentionally introduces a poison, harmful substance, or a harmful foreign object into a consumer product. And basically, the felony in itself is already doing this, right? So even if this person didn't eat the food, they already committed the felony, right? It says introduced into commerce commits consumer product tampering, which is a level 6 felony. If the offense harms a person, it becomes a level 5 felony. If it results in serious bodily injury, it results in a level 4 felony. So this DoorDash driver already committed the crimes by just spraying it, right? She essentially set a booby trap, right? Like she poisoned the product. The intent was there to harm someone. It was malicious, right? Now, I'm not much of a rocket scientist, but something, of course, tells me that this was completely intentional, right? Again, I'm not an idiot and you're not an idiot, so I don't think it's worth trying to teeter-tot around and be like, well, maybe there was a spider and it just happened to be like 20 feet long and it was eating the food or something. No, you can see as this woman approaches the door, she already has the pepper spray right here in her hand. I'm going to use common sense here and assume that there was some type of altercation that occurred on the app. Maybe she was having a bad day, and that's not an excuse, right? I'm just saying what may have happened, right? Maybe she was having a bad day. Maybe the tip was a little bad. Maybe she had to drive pretty far. You can already tell, like, she has a stink face, right? Like, she's not in a good mood. She's coming up here with her mace already in her hand, her pepper spray, whatever it is, right? You can try to say, like, oh, yeah, that's just her keys, right? Now, the crazy thing is, whenever she decides to spray it, you can see her finger is literally on it, right? I wouldn't say trigger, but her finger's hovering over the button where you'd spray it before she puts the food down, right? Now let's imagine that this big spider that's going to attack her and like eat her family and whatnot is just hanging around, right? But she still has time to put the bag down, take her little picture, say it's at the house. See? And the funny thing is, like, it looks like right here she even noticed the Ring doorbell, or I don't know, maybe she was looking if there was a Ring doorbell and didn't notice it because she decided to be a dumbass. And again, pepper spray right here, right onto the food before walking away and then pocketing it, right? You would think that this genius, this heist of the century right here, this rocket scientist would be smart enough to maybe not walk up to the door with it in her hand to then try to pocket it and play it off. We thought it was bad that the other chick who went inside, or not inside, but she was outside this man's home, right? From what people are saying, she peeped the door open, right? We don't really know that side of the story, but that's from what the police were able to find out. She possibly opened the door, recorded this man who was naked, sitting on his couch, passed out, inebriated, drunk, unable, right? Unable to consent, right? Because she tried to accuse this man of SA, and the table turned, and she ended up being the SAer. We thought it was bad that that chick was getting 2 felonies based on essentially live surveillance and recording someone without their consent in a sexual position, right? This chick is getting 4, and I think it's fair, right? You tried to poison someone. Who knows how that person reacted, right? What if they were allergic to that? Someone could have died. Thankfully, nobody did. And now you got 4 felonies. So, like, was it worth it, right? Maybe you got a $5 tip, but now you also got 4 felonies. So I guess you got a good tip that night. Now, DoorDash ended up putting out a small statement and provoking Stevenson's access to the platform, of course. Thankfully, right? I don't need some person trying to poison me, right? Again, same with Olivia. I don't need someone to record me while I'm butt naked on my couch. We have absolutely zero tolerance for this type of appalling behavior. I don't know. It's not a good month for you guys. Or what is it? It's been a few months since the Olivia thing. I'll give you guys credit, okay? You guys aren't the worst, but still. The customer whose delivery appears to have been sprayed, okay, told NBC News that his wife started choking and threw up after she took a bite of the meal last weekend. Residents should be able to trust that the food they order from their families is safe. Vanderburgh County Sheriff Noah Robinson said in a statement included in the release, "When someone violates that trust and endangers others, we will respond with urgency and we will pursue charges." Beautiful. I love it. I quite frankly, again, love to see that, because someone like this, I don't think deserves to be living amongst honest society, honest people, right? People like you and I, people like us who are going to work. And we got to deal with douches all day long, right? If you work a 9 to 5, you work in retail, you probably work in a service job where you're got to deal with people all day long. You just get sick of seeing these people. And again, it doesn't ever give you the right to pepper spray someone's food, poison someone, record them, SA them. These are just basic human things we learn like at a young age, and it's somehow 29-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds don't understand that. They're living in the same world as us, but they're not following the same rules. And I think the worst part about this story is they are slandering my boy Arby's. Oh my God. I feel like Arby's already has enough hate. Can we stop with the Arby's hate, guys? We have to just admit Arby's is actually pretty good. Okay, I know I'm joking around, right? I feel like I can joke around because thankfully the criminal in this situation is locked up. It's going to get a long time in prison. But can we show some Arby's love once in a while, right? Like I always hear the memes, everybody hates Arby's. Who the heck eats Arby's? Shut up, I eat Arby's, right? I will tear up a French dip sub. This is their order, right? Potato cakes, I didn't even know they had that. Half-pound roast beef. That is a massive ass sandwich right there. Chicken bacon Swiss sandwich. Let me know down below what your guys' go-to Arby order is. I don't want to hear that nonsense about how Arby's is gross, how Long John Silver's is gross. Shut up. Let me eat my sludge, all right? Let me eat my slop, right? Put a big 20-pound roast beef sandwich. I'm dousing that puppy with Arby's sauce. I'm gonna like smush it like it's freaking Scooby-Doo and just eat that puppy up. And you guys will too, okay? I don't want to hear it. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know down below if we will be laughing and watching this chick and Olivia Henderson in a courtroom together. Maybe they're going to share a jail cell. Who knows? They have that DoorDash executive employee bonus in prison. Peace out, guys. Bye.